Today I'll be demonstrating a CPU reflow on a laptop motherboard, and what type of flux that I will be using and why I will be using that. So let's sort of get cracking on with it. Okay, number one is, as always, wear protective gloves. Do not touch flux with the empty bare hand, I should say. Always have an extraction system for the flux to sort of get sucked out, so you're not breathing the crap. Thirdly, I will be using this. It's in a liquid form and it's non-tacky flux. You do not use any tacky flux such as the Amtech or Kimbo flux or any other tacky flux, because effectively that will cause you so much problem, and for you to sort of reseat the CPU back onto the socket itself. So at no circumstance you use tacky flux to do a reflow on a CPU socket. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of, let me zoom in. Okay, and I'll be dropping the flux around the CPU socket. Make sure that there's plenty. Okay, I'm quite satisfied with that. Now I'm ready to run the profile. Okay, and let's see if I can get any closer than that. No, that's as close as we're going to get. Okay, so I'm going to start the profile, and unfortunately I'm not sort of using any screen capture software. I just want this to be very short, simple video. And quite obviously I need to turn the extractor fan on. So my apologies, but it will be noisy from now onwards. Temperatures reaching to about 50, 52, 53 degrees Celsius. I'm going to reposition this thermocouple because I'm not really happy with the way I have actually positioned it, so let me sort of reposition this slightly better. Remember that when you're using this particular type of flux, have plenty of ventilation because it bloody stinks. So I'm not just going to try and sort of probably leave that. As you can see that the alcohol has started, or alcohol-based flux has started evaporating. Now remember, when you're sort of running the reflow process, prior to that, make sure that the socket is on an open position. So when I say the socket is on an open position, just as you unscrew the processor from the socket, do not sort of screw the socket pin, or whatever you would like to call it, back. Just leave it loose, basically. We're hitting 123, 24 degrees Celsius. I do have some sort of an erratic behavior with one of the thermal couple, and I need to find out which one it is, because I'm literally, one's reading 142 and one's reading 131. Or it could be that that's the correct reading. Speed up the fan a little bit more. Reaching to about 192 on one side and 180 on the other side. I do need to get those thermal couple checked, sort of replaced or checked out. Definitely. I'm going to poke. No movement at the moment. It's reached at 215, 216 on one side and one side 200. Not very pleased with the thermal couple. No movement yet. No movement yet. No movement yet. We have movement now. So I shall stop the profile and move the upper heater away from the board. As I said, this stuff sticks, so make sure that a proper extraction system installed. And I'll just let the board cool down. So the purpose of using the alcohol-based, the HQ alcohol-based no clean flux is to sort of ensure that when I actually sort of try to refit the processor back into the socket, it's not going to cause any sort of problem. It's not going to stick, basically. With the Tacky Flux, the holes around the on top of the CPU socket, when you're trying to place the the hole gets filled up with the Tacky Flux. When you're trying to sort of put this CPU back on its socket, it won't go in, because as we all know, that once the flux gets cold, it becomes a bit solid, and so it's extremely difficult for you to sort of work around that problem. And not only that, even inside the pins but inside the socket itself, they also get sticky. So do not use, well, I wouldn't recommend you using any type of tacky flux. Right, I'm going to run the fan now because the temperature drop is ever so slow. My sincere apologies for the noise level. The extractor fan has to run. The fan for the Jovi has to run, so I have barely little choice. Right, so what I'm going to do now is it's reached about 100 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to move start removing this aluminium foil, because otherwise once the board cools down completely, I'm going to have an absolute nightmare taking off these foils. So I think it'd be best if I just remove the board from, just take it out off the machine as a complete. And let's turn the fan off for the Jovi, and let's turn around, take the camera a little bit backward. Okay, just make sure that I don't think this is heat resistant, so got to be careful. It's a yoga mat what I've got picked up from Aldi for about £5, which is brilliantly cheap, but equally it's not designed for this type of work. But I'm just going to have to sort of utilize it until it's in a stage of sort of throwing it away. Okay, so some of these things back on. You can see what I'm doing. Let's just, yep, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Right, the CPU. The main thing is the CPU. Let me zoom in and I'll show sort of, I'm pretty sure you'll understand what I'm doing here. Just make sure it's in range. Okay. Can you get any closer? Okay, beautiful. See, that's gone in without any, without difficulty. Absolutely no tacky, sticky. Tacky is pretty much the same thing. And your socket is sort of functional. So let's, yeah, there we go. Okay. Back in his dim slot. Right, so that's all really. Just remember not to use any form of tacky flux. Used the alcohol-based flux to run a reflow on any type of CPU socket. So hopefully sort of Interesting. The reason I paused is I'm thinking something else at the back of my mind. Whether to sort of carry on. No. Okay, we're going to stop here now. That's how you sort of. No. Let me show you that it's working. Let me show you that the motherboard is functional. Motherboard is functional. These shitty gloves, don't buy these shitty gloves. They're just absolute utter friggin' waste of time, because they don't work very sort of well with my hand, and the tear is exactly the same tear. So whether my hands are growing, it's a small size, but I think it could be the fact that my hands have. I have recently put a bit of weight on, so well, when I said weight, I mean quite a bit, from 9 stone to near 13 stone. The idea was to sort of join gym and try and sort of build up the muscles, but I've put the weight on, but I've never had the time to sort of get around and sort of spend some time in the gym, which is a bit of a pity, and turn this fat into muscles, but we'll see how it goes on. Okay, so let's get the screen. I'm ever so sorry for the level of noise from the extractor fan. There's very little that I could do. That's in. Let's see what happens. Have to do that, but I'll do it anyway. I need a keyboard so I can configure the BIOS so that I can boot into Windows, hopefully, if everything's okay. So we have power, do we have screen? And we have screen as well. See? Okay, and let's try to boot to Windows. Right, so what we have to do is boot, disable this, turn that to CMS OS, save and exit. Thankfully I can turn this stupid thing off. Let's power it on, see why it switched itself off. Idiot. Testing hard drive. Yes sir. Run into problem, send details. No need to send details. Let's get a crack on with this. Where it is, why isn't my mouse working? Come on, stop messing about. Put it on a separate port. In fact, I don't need this, I can take that off and just put the mouse dongle on. Okay guys, there we go. Send details, don't send nothing. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, I do not need to tell you what, let's just restart this. Whoa, 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 stop throwing things around. That's my Wi-Fi. Right, so that's it really. I'm not going to sort of take too much time because of these videos can take forever to load, especially when it's been recorded on 4K. So I'm going to sort of leave for now, but as I've demonstrated, this is how you sort of actually carry out a reflow on the CPU socket. So hope this video was helpful. All the best, and see you next time.